All right, it's been a couple of days. I let the hype leave my system. We gotta talk about it. Xenoverse 3, the game has finally been announced officially. I know we had the leak that came out not too long ago with the playlist. Shout out to Southeast Asia. But the actual game got announced at Battle Hour, where I really wish I was there. But I digress on that conversation. Xenoverse 3, I already knew it was coming, okay? And it's not like I had insider information, anything like that. One, have I been coping for like 10 something years? Okay, maybe. I'm not the only Dragon Ball fan who's been saying that as well too. But for the people who did not believe it was Xenoverse 3, who thought it was Dragon Ball Online, which by the way, Xenoverse 3 was made to be an answer to Dragon Ball Online, so it made no sense to be Dragon Ball Online, since that is quite literally what Xenoverse 3 is. But it's the fact that, and I've said this before, GTA 5's equivalent to the Dragon Ball community is Xenoverse. Alright? From Xenoverse 1, we had that for the first release, it was a massive success. And of course, when we go back to the game, it was god-awful. Like, we knew it was bad when we was playing in the hindsight after we got through the game and seeing the limitations after things started getting a lot more understood when diving through the full layer of the game. Of course, you end up always finding those things out when you're playing the game. But when you look at how Xenoverse 1 still had a whole bunch of DLC, had a whole bunch of content, and then on top of that, we moved to Xenoverse 2, which held up the legs of Bandai besides Dokkan Battle. But it held up the legs of Dokkan for Dragon Ball community for 10 something years. The money that they made off of Xenoverse 2, Dragon Ball Legends, Dokkan Battle was insane. But when it came to like the max amount of content, you could not get more content out of a Dragon Ball game like Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2 was GTA 5 Game Sharks on steroids. I was going to say something else, but steroids, okay? So that's the reason why I always believe Xenoverse 3 was right around the corner. No matter how you thought about it, they were never going to let Xenoverse 2 die without either providing more DLC for it and keeping the game going forever, which goes into the funny meme that Xenoverse 2 just never dies, or we're going to finally end up closing towards the end of Xenoverse 2's story, its lifespan, and then we're going to get introduced to Xenoverse 3. That has always been my theory, and I was right. And I just don't understand why people thought that Bandai, who typically, if they see that one model is working, and I know other creators have said this as well besides me, but I am pretty sure, hold on, wait, I gotta sneeze. Oh, hey, oh. Thank you. Anyways, I know I'm not the only person who said this before, but Bandai has a reputation. If they got something that's going well, they're going to keep doing it, okay? And Bandai is notorious for that, all right? We see that in a lot of their games and a lot of their franchises, and especially for Dragon Ball Z. If they find something that works, they're going to keep it going. They want to get more money off of it, right? Sparking Zero is the successor for the Tenkaichi series. Now, a lot of people do not like Sparking Zero, okay? I never loved Sparking Zero. I never thought that game actually failed. There's people here on the channel who have stopped playing Sparking Zero, and you guys can let me know if you've been one of those people who dropped the game. As you guys can see on this channel, look back at my playlist history. I have not stopped playing Sparking Zero ever since the game dropped. I've continuously played Sparking Zero. The game has always been good, even though at the beginning it was more online oriented. Don't get me wrong, I understand that factor. But with the continuous DLC that we were getting, more characters, I know the maps. You're probably saying the maps, I know. But realistically speaking, we can get there. We got some good maps coming in as well too. We got a whole fresh revamp of customization for characters, and on top of that, 30 plus new playable characters as well. And it has a whole new title, a complete revamp look to it, and added chain battle mechanics as well too. They quite literally just breathe more life into this game. So Bandai is continuously supporting their Sparking Zero project. Same thing with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot as well too, as that game is the standalone point of access for any player coming into the series to get a good story-based game. Once again, shout out to CC2 because they're known to be phenomenal when it comes to actually getting storyboard direction done for a video game. Look at the Storm series, right? Bandai knows what works. if you're buying, then they're selling. Okay, and once again, that's why Xenoverse 2 was so beloved. Xenoverse 3 is not going to fail. Xenoverse 3 is going to skyrocket. Once again, I think they're going to do more. They're going to do higher numbers because of how that game looked. I know I got the trailer playing in the background, but how that game looked, man, you expect me to believe that that game is not selling 20 million copies in the first year? In the first year, you don't think it's selling 20 million copies? Literally, Dragon Ball Z that had people, had legit actual criminal organization call a ceasefire to watch the episode of UI Goku versus Jiren. Like we're talking about the Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball IV that momentarily had world peace for a segment of a tournament. It's such a phenomenal. I am truly blessed to be part of this amazing community, especially for gaming for this. But Xenoverse 3 is going to be really beloved. It's going to last a very long time. Now, I kind of want to talk about a little bit of things that I'm looking forward to in Xenoverse 3. For instance, I am looking forward to the new race that are going to be added to Xenoverse 3. Obviously, we're going to have Saiyan. You guys probably, once again, in the trailer, is probably playing right up on the screen as well, too. We obviously had a Saiyan there. The guy had that, kind of like if you ever watched JJK, with the guy that has that freaking Ryu, he has that hair that he can shoot his cannon out of. The kid had that type of style on him, but he had a tail. So obviously I know that he is a Saiyan because he has a Saiyan tail, and it's not stiff. So it looks like, please, for the love of God, if your Saiyan can have a tail, once again, we're gonna talk about customization soon, but if your Saiyan can have a tail, please make sure it's not stiff. Like, can actually like move around and stuff, wrap around your waist if you want to have it around your waist. Stuff like that. I'm just saying, I would greatly appreciate that. All right, Bandai, mwah, thank you. But I'm expecting Saiyans, obviously human race, demon race, which once again, that pop girl singer that is in the beginning where they do the Xenoverse music into the pop girl song that starts to play. I truly think that's a demon race that you're also able to play as well too. So I'm looking to that. I've heard talks about an android that's at the beginning of the trailer that's driving the car, possibly. So that would be cool if you're allowed to make a cybernetic android as a CAC. That just means you can't use any type of charging based abilities, of course, because their own stamina replenishes at their own pace, right? Then obviously Namekians. Now, demon race is the same thing with Namekians, because Namekians are technically from the demon race, but because there are subsets of demon races, I would also like to see Gileads, or whatever they're called. Once again, this is the Supreme Kai race, basically, from the second demon world. I would love to see them, because one, we don't ever get to see any other Kais like that, that are just regular human, like not regular human beings, but like regular beings that are training in the arts of martial arts to fight and stuff, you know, especially because they got God Key as well too. So I would imagine they would be cooking. So I would love to see that as well, you know. And then outside of that, oh, the Frieza race and then Majin Buu race. Those are, which once again, it's another iteration of a Majin race, okay? But Majin Buu, I would love to see those sevens. If you guys think of anything else, or maybe a Shadow Dragon, you know, let's get funky, right? Let's get funky. That's technically a race, right? Shinron, Black Star, Dragon Ball, you know, take them to the great tour, Dragon Ball GT. Take it to the great. All right, sorry. I apologize. A lot of you guys happen to not be GT fans, all right? What I gotta say to that, I ain't gonna say it, but I think that would be fantastic. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. Character customization. For Xenoverse 2, obviously Xenoverse 1, but Xenoverse 2 had a higher amount of customization varieties that you can do with your character. So different iterations, different costume styles, different matchups that you can do. Fantastic. I love it. Expand more on it. Particularly, I do want to get rid of the wigs. I don't really like the wigs as much. I feel like if you want that hairstyle, you should be able to give that to your actual CAC. And then when they transform, so transformations, it actually changes your hair. Also the spike up as well too. If you notice that in the trailer as well, the character, John 1000, actually transformed, his hair actually spiked up as well. So I realized that is a whole nother thing that's different as well too. From the Xenoverse 2, you just get the color change, right? You get the transformation, you get the aura around you, and then you get the color change. You don't get the hair to spike up realistically, right? Xenoverse 3 actually did that. This shows, once again, the feedback that they've been getting for 10 something years. They've been evaluating everything and just putting it all creatively in this game, not rushing it, taking their time with it, making sure that you are getting the product that you deserve, that you've been asking for, and that you want. And there lies my biggest appreciation for the dev teams over there, because they took the time out to listen to their fan base and actually provide what you wanted, right? So customer characterizations, oh, it's gonna be crazy. And then with the Sparking Zero model that is in Xenoverse 3 being used for the game, I can only imagine how the maps, because once again, Xenoverse 2 had one of the biggest map selections probably ever in Dragon Ball Z games, besides possibly, if I remember correctly, maybe the Tenkaichi series, where we had a shit ton of maps. Raging Blast didn't have a whole bunch of maps that's more than Xenoverse. I can say that at least, if my memory serves me correctly. You guys can let me know down in the comment section down below. But literally, Xenoverse 2 had so much, and all that transferring over with then some on top of that. For Xenoverse 3, oh my god, we're just eating. We're just eating. This is the year of Dragon Ball. I like, the last 2 years has just been the years of Dragon Ball. We just been eating non-stop. Like, who's stopping us? Nobody. We're at top of the food chain right now, baby. Next thing that I do want to make sure I get out is the netcode. Xenoverse 2 was notorious for having the most annoying netcode possible. If one person has shitty Wi-Fi, oh, you was not having a good time, buddy. You was not having a good time. That was bad business. That was bad business for you. Bad business for me, all right? When you got that crispy, smooth, butter licking, tasting fried chicken, crispy connection, oh yeah, it's one of the best fights probably ever besides Fighter Z. But if you got someone that has horrible Wi-Fi, or you got horrible Wi-Fi, oh, you're just making it not fun for nobody. So I am hoping for a more improved and better netcode, so that way we're not doing the infinite clashes as well too, which is also very annoying as well. So the netcode was a very big thing for me for Xenoverse 2, which is why I stopped playing online for a little bit. And I mainly went to my friends to play online, you know, a little bit of a friendly bout back and forth. But netcode, that's one thing that I'm truly looking forward to seeing get touched up on, because I know they had to fix that. There's no way after 10 something years they did not fix up on that. All right, next up is longevity. I think Xenoverse 3 is going to be another 10+ year game. Okay, the DLC that we're gonna have for this game is generational. We're talking about GTA 6. All right, we're talking about Avengers Endgame. You are eating, buddy. All right, we are feeding families out here with that. All right, we are lifting up in the entirety of JP's economy with this game. Okay, with the DLC, that's how much money we're gonna be paying. All right, and now I've always been a big advocate about getting a full game on release. That's dead. That has died since PlayStation 3 era. Okay, and I think that's even being gracious of itself. I think truly the best era when you got your full bang out of your buck for a full game was PlayStation 2. All right, let's be honest here. It was PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. All right, that was pretty much about it. After that, we done went to the DLC route, and DLC lasts longevity. I don't have an issue with DLC as long as it's being done right. Okay, not selling me half a game and then selling me the other half as a DLC, and then sell me another part of that half another DLC. But the thing about Xenoverse is that they don't do that. It follows arcs. You don't have to buy the DLC. If you don't like that arc, if you don't like that chapter, you don't gotta buy it. You don't get access to it. You don't get access to characters, but you can get access to the other ones as well too. So it's totally up to your discretion of what you want to actually prioritize, which I always thought that was really nice as well. So that way you're not really missing out on much besides the parallel quest and the movesets, but I'll end the customization as well too, and the QQ banks. But outside of that, everything was up to what you wanted to do as a player, which I think, given that much of creative freedom is also, once again, where Xenoverse excels at. That is their major selling point. That is their major thing. Xenoverse 2 prided themselves on that, which is why, once again, Xenoverse 3, there's no way you're thinking Xenoverse 3 is not going to last 10 plus something years. I call it 15 years. That game will last, and it will hold up going into the next generation of Super 6, PlayStation 6, and a new Xbox system, and of course, whatever update for GPU that we get for our wonderful PCs as well. All right, we're already seeing the collaborations come back as well for not only Dokkan but Dragon Ball Legends. So Xenoverse 2 has for the ending, for the final chapter, they have a celebration that's going on for Legends and for Dokkan. That's big. Dokkan, especially Legends, but Dokkan, we don't really get that much collaboration with Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse or with Heroes. Heroes stopped about a year ago or 2 years ago, some change. Wherever that last banner it was for the Heroes, that was it. That was done. There's no more Heroes. They're never coming back. They're gone forever. Same thing with Xenoverse. When Xenoverse had their Xenoverse 1, and then we had Mira, we had Toa, we had Xenoverse Trunks. You know, we had those characters, right? They stayed in the game because they were just kind of like bottom tier characters, so they were just thrown into other banners. But for this one, I am pretty sure these characters are not really coming back. They're probably going to stay, especially that Vegeta. He's going to probably not come back, either that, or they're going to be very selective on when that character comes back per other Xenoverse banners, as I was saying. So that says a lot, because for Xenoverse 3, just like we got for Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2, when the initial characters released, guess what? We had collaborations with those games. So once again, it will continue to branch over to a new sphere of people who are not playing console games like Xenoverse 2 or 3. That will get their interest to say, oh, this character's from Xenoverse 3. I like this main villain that John 1000 and your main character has to fight in Xenoverse 3. Like how Mirror and Toa was put into Dokkan. It'll be the same thing once again, but for whoever the main boss or the main, the main antagonist is in the Xenoverse 3 storyline. Once again, there is future collaborations that is a possibility as well too. Overall, Xenoverse 3 is shaped out to be one of the best Dragon Ball Z games ever created. You know, I put that up there with wonderful Fighter Z. Nothing, in my opinion, Fighter Z, Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2, which Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 3 is probably going to overtake it. Well, let's just say we have Xenoverse 2 and 3 on the same tier, and then we have Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and then we have Budokai 3, and then we have Dragon Ball Kakarot. Honestly, depending on where you want to rank your you can't forget Raging Blast. Those are my top 5s, by the way. If you are wondering what KZ's top 5 is for Dragon Ball games, it would have to be Fighter Z, Sparking Zero, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and then it would have to be Raging Blast 2. Those are my top 5 Dragon Ball games of all time. Like, it's just there. Like, it's just no way. Actually, between Raging Blast 2 and Budokai 3, it's one of those two. But there is a Dragon Ball game for every single person, right? We got an asymmetrical. We have Ball Breakers, which that game is not going to survive much longer. I'm sorry, Ball Breaker fans. I apologize. But you have that. You had the Minecraft collaboration as well too. Once again, going into collaborations, right? On top of that, you have mobile games. You have console games. You have 2D traditional fighting as well too. You have 3D arena style. Like, the only thing that we don't have is a Dragon Ball horror game at this point. You know, I'm pretty sure they had Dragon Ball characters into a racing game before, if I remember correctly. It might have been a knockoff, but if not, that's probably something that's going to end up coming down in the future in some point in the time as well too. So I don't know, it's always interesting to see. But for Xenoverse 3, I'm super excited. I wanted to have this video done after some time has passed, so that way the hype left all of my system. But I'm still very excited for this game to drop. Like I said, it is April 23rd. You guys are probably seeing this on Friday, but let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I'm really excited for this. I've been waiting for Xenoverse 3 for the longest. For all the people who doubted me on YouTube and on Twitter for the many years, I get the last laugh, by the way. I also could not get to that guy's post that he made at Twitter, and he said he was going to laugh at me when it gets announced as Dragon Ball Online. Laugh now, bitch. But besides that, let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I use this video as a discussion board. Truly, conversate with me back and forth. Let me know your thoughts. I will respond. I want to know how you guys feel, because once again, Xenoverse 3 will be a very big thing on this channel. Okay, a very big thing. By the time I really started going with this channel, Xenoverse 2 was basically already dead. And I'm gonna be honest, I got tired of fighting modders online. All right, it gets tiring at a point. Okay, it's fun, kiki ha ha, like, ooh, oh, that's not part of the game. Oh, that's a pretty cool ultimate that he customized and all that great stuff, and then it just completely depletes your health in one hit KO. You know, it's sometimes it's funny to go against modders. It's not fun all the time. Okay, it has this time, like a random disconnect off of Sparking Zero, where you couldn't actually get the points to rank up. Obviously, for the 1 and 2 times that was funny, but the 85,000 time obviously is not funny anymore. Okay, so yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Make sure you hit the like button on this video as well, and subscribe if you want to see more Xenoverse 3 video or any Dragon Ball Z game content in general, Souls or horror games as well. We do play those games here on this channel. But like I said, please let me know your thoughts down below. I'm excited for Xenoverse 3. I hope you are too, and I'll be seeing you guys in New Canton City, or I can't remember what the new name is called, but I'll see you all there.